Senator Schatz.
Thank you. Thanks to all the testifiers. Mr. Spahn, I want to start with you. My understanding is that nearly $25 billion are potentially held up, but specifically $2.8 billion in IHS and over $4 billion in BIE and BIA funding. You testified the tribes are now required to justify their 638 drawdowns. Can you give us a sense for what kind of additional information is being requested and sort of the frustrations that you're hearing from tribes?
Yes, thank you, Vice Chairman Schatz. As far as self-governance funding goes, what we're seeing is that the ASAP system, which is the system that tribes use through Treasury, the ASAP system was developed as a reimbursement-based system for grants, and DOI chose to use that for the transfer of funds, so we've always believed that's a mismatch to start off with self-governance. IHS and Department of Transportation do direct transfers, which is a much more effective mechanism. Because DOI was using the ASAP, whenever the executive order came out requiring additional justifications, Treasury added a justification field. So every time there's a drawdown, a tribe has to submit information into that section of the ASAP system before they can draw it down. By submitting that, tribes are very concerned that someone's going to be reviewing it and say that their submission wasn't sufficient and hold up funds, or there's going to be delays. ISDIA is very clear that the agencies do not have the authority to impose additional rules or justification requirements on the transfer of funds, and that the transfer of funds must be timely and without delays in any way.
Do you think they're violating federal law right now?
It does not seem to be compliant with ISDIA.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, tell me more about this new so-called presidential appointee approver and departmental efficiency review process. I'm told that it requires multiple layers of approval on all contracts and requisitions, including 638, and it's making tight budgets and staffing shortages at IHS even worse. Is that your assessment of what's happening?
Thank you, Vice Chairman. As to clarify, 638, our process is moving unchanged. Payments are being made in accordance with the ISDIA. But you are correct. For acquisitions and contracts, we are implementing the executive order, which does bring in an additional level of review, utilizing a presidential appointee approver and the departmental efficiency review process. What I can share with you is that we have seen minimal to no impact of this process at Indian Health Service.
Mr. Spahn, is that your sense of what's happening? I just want to sort of, I'm not trying to be too adversarial here, but you're saying no delays. Mr. Spahn, is that true from the perspective of the tribes that are 638 tribes?
What we've seen on the most part is the delays are in whenever grants funds are being drawn down, is that there are additional justification requirements associated with the grants. And so a lot of tribes will go to get their money and they get an email asking for justification. Some of them put in a justification and receive another email saying this wasn't sufficient. Tribes are also getting emails saying, please attest that you're not using this for DEI activities.
Mr. Smith, is this working?
Well, as you may know, Indian Health Service is not a large grant-making agency. We do have a few. I will. Right.
I just want to understand, just at a more basic level, do you think this is working, or do you think we have some kinks to work out together? Do you think this is functioning well?
I agree. Improvements can always come together.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Did HHS engage in any formal tribal consultation before implementing these changes?
Well, as I mentioned, these were executive orders. They applied to all federal executive agencies. So as part of implementation, the order is the notification.
The notification?
Correct.
So there was an executive order, and of course, tribes and everyone else, because these things get published on the internet, got notified. That's not what I'm asking, as you know. I'm asking about tribal consultation, and you're more deeply ensconced in this world even than I am. So was there any tribal consultation?
Thank you. I see your question now. No, there was no formal initiation of tribal consultation.
Okay. Is that something we may want to consider?
We can certainly take that back and review.
Okay.
But again, I would say that executive order is only applied to the executive agencies.
Just finally, the chair and I sent a letter now months ago and we have not received a response from the secretary. When do you think is a reasonable time frame to respond to our letter?
I will certainly follow up. As we mentioned, communications are key. We all want to be timely. I will certainly take this back today and see if we can't find out a timeline.
I'm just a little concerned. I have talked to the secretary directly about his commitment to Native people. He told me he initiated the phone call and said that he wanted to follow in his his uncle's legacy of taking care of Native people. And so I wonder whether he even got this letter. And I wonder whether he is even tracking what is being done in his department to Native people. And I would just like to flag that for you. We wrote a letter on a bipartisan basis. It was not adversarial. We're doing what we always do. But not responding to us puts us in a different posture. And I would really like to make sure that the secretary is aware that all of this is happening, and that on a bipartisan basis, we have some alarm, and that we'd like to resolve it as soon as possible. Thank you.